Hi everyone, this is Neil Writer, consultant audiologist and director of Clearwax. Thank you for joining me in another demonstration video of our recently developed WAXscope, which is going to be due to be launched very shortly. It's been a longer than ideal wait. We've had some people, third parties, let us down, unfortunately. So Clearwax have taken control of the complete manufacturing process of all the components now. So we're in a position to hopefully launch very shortly. So we have a patient here who attended with bilateral, fully occluding soft and wet earwax. They've been using drops for the last 2 weeks. And this is their right ear that I'm commencing with. Their left ear was slightly narrower. I'm using our 4.25mm speculum here to stretch and straighten the ear canal. So we've got the majority of the ear cleared. There's just some wet softened wax in the midsection of the ear canal here, but there is also some wax impacted against the posterior part of the eardrum. And prior to using the endoscope, when I was using head loops, I would really struggle to visualize and remove this. So I'm just going to change the angle a bit just to get it more central, go back in with a fine end. You can just see how easy it was to take that off the eardrum. As I was taking it away, it dissected into 2 pieces. So I'm just going to retrieve this latter piece. And I'm now going to just do a bit of mopping up around the edge before visualizing the eardrum. So you can see we're on the bony part here, going to be very careful. But with the WAXscope, once you've adjusted the focus to see the wax that you want to remove clearly and with complete clarity, you obtain that depth perception, because when the suction probe also becomes in focus, you know you're at the right depth. That's the patient's eardrum. You can see you've got a full view there. And it looks nice and healthy. Going to move on to the left ear. This ear was slightly narrower, so I could have, you can see in comparison to the right ear, this midsection is a bit narrower. I could have potentially reverted to our smaller speculum, but I was comfortable using this and still straighten and stretch the ear canal. So this is a bit more impacted. And the ear canal here, you may be able to see it, it's a bit more inclined. It's upward slanted a bit more than the right ear. All of our ears are, adult ears at least, about 32 degrees, I think the average is, the ear canal. The trajectory, the terrain, the upwards slope is. So got to take that into account. We don't want to be bumping into the bottom part of the ear canal, so I've just elevated the speculum a bit higher up, and you can see we've got a better visual. They've got a few hairs here on the right side, so they're quite long. They're slightly obscuring the view, but not to the point where it affects the procedure. And again, this last piece of wax is right up against the patient's eardrum, so we're going to get a good visual. I've adjusted the focus, and I'm slowly going to bring this away. I think it just got trapped during this narrowing, so just wriggle that through. So if you are interested in the WAXscope, feel free to register your interest by emailing info@clearwax.co.uk. I know many of you have already, so you're on our waiting list, and we'll update you in due course. In fact, the WAXscope is technically ready. We're just having a slight adjustment to the speculum, but that should be ready to, the mold machine for it should be ready to go in the next week or so. So the WAXscope is more or less ready. We're just waiting to launch our full range of manual instruments. So we've developed an ear pick, own version of the St. Bart's ear hook and correct. So just getting the eardrum in focus. That hair slightly in the way, but we can still get it in focus. We can actually see the blood vessels and capillaries on the handle of malleus there. So just having a good look around all the eardrum to make sure there's no abnormalities. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Take care, keep well, and speak soon. Bye.